All right, hey guys. Just got back from locals. I figure. I mean, I normally don't do deck profiles, but I played something, fun, not meta, not it wasn't blurple or anything crazy. It wasn't Tekkadan white, which is normally what I play. Or whatever else is really meta right now, blue, whatever. So I figured I'd just do a little deck profile. I got a fourth. I went what was it, 2-1. There was only 3 rounds, so my only loss was to clan, and then I went against two purple red decks. But we'll go ahead and get into the profile. So we'll go ahead and do the main deck part, like what I really base this deck around. And that is Teiwaz. I played Teiwaz. I guess you can call it Teiwaz and Friends, because Teiwaz doesn't have enough stuff to like really build a pure deck. I mean, you can ish kind of, but it's not gonna be the greatest. So I try to make it uh, at least somewhat competitive, but not crazy. But yeah, I played only two of her. She's just a vanilla, but she does link 4-2. I played four of the this guy Ryoyu. I don't know how to pronounce the names. I'm sorry, guys. And I played four of this one, the Hakurin, and then four of the Hyakuru, Hayakuri. And that was all for the Teiwaz units. Um, you know, I love IBO, so this is another IBO deck, but these girls don't get enough love, so I decided, you know what, I want to try Teiwaz. I want to let the girls come out and have some fun. So of course, for laughter, she does high maneuverability. She's awesome. And four of the Ozzy. These were the only pilots I played. They came in clutch. She came in clutch. She actually, I guess it wouldn't matter which one of these I drew, but I did get a game off of. She was the last card in my hand. Her and this guy. I had what, four units on field. No, I had 3 units on field technically, and my opponent, he was playing purple red, but he had two Gushins and a shield, but no, or not shield, two Gushins and a base, but no shields. And I was like, none of my guys are strong enough to take. I have one person that is strong enough to crack the base, but more than likely he's gonna wait to block that. And he's got two blockers, so I still don't have game because he'll just use the two blockers, block one with the one that can crack base, block the other one, and then my other guy's not my. I had I believe it was this a 3-3 blocker because he did or not this. Sorry, that's the what one way game. This guy, and then this one, and then a 3-3 blocker, and because he had hit a striker pack the previous turn, and this one right here, where are you? This one had laughter on it, so he was the only one that could really break base. But he was gonna block it with the Gushin, so I was like, what do I do? This card was the only card in my hand, and I top decked this. And at that point, my graveyard or trash or whatever you want to call it was stacked. So luckily, I was able to play this and then equip this to him and rest, because it's if you have 3 or more Tewa slash Tekkadan cards in your trash, choose one enemy unit with 3 or less AP and rest it. And Gushin has 3 AP, so it was like Link, and then I was like rest one of the blockers, and I was able to get in a game for that because I was able to bait out the last Gushin, with this and the laughter, and then I just attacked with my other two to crack the base, and then finished the game with this one. So that came in clutch. That was awesome. But that's about all for. Well, actually, I have one more set of Tewas cards that I play, and that is Hammerhead. I did play Hammerhead. It actually came in clutch a couple of times because I played so many Tewas units. I was able to get rid of the little guys a lot of the time whenever I would play him. Because I've just seen a lot of, purple plays a lot of the grays. Or, yeah, is it the grays? Because I play it too. Let me see. Yeah, the grays custom. So I was able to just, destroy. Actually, destroyed a liver as well. with this because Lilith has only 2 AP. So I was able to get rid of some blockers with this. And whenever I was able to play this and had the two Teiwaz link pairs in play, so I was able to pop Lilith and stuff. Um, so that that card was pretty nice every now and then. A lot of the times it was I will say the effect didn't come in often, but when it did come in, it would usually come in at a good time. It was always something on the board that I could hit when I was able to use that effect. Other than that, I played my own 4 copies of Gundam Lirith, as well as 4 copies of the Grace. And then, I was lazy and I didn't want to, swap sleeves around and stuff. So I needed filler spots. And I know you could probably make the deck better playing the better Barbatos cards and the better Gushin and whatnot. But, like I said, I was lazy. So I played 2 of the second form. And this actually came in clutch with laughter because I was able to put laughter on her and then I was able to ping it and hit it for 1 with the one Teiwaz unit card. What is it? Not that one. This guy. So with laughter and that, it became a 6/4. Well, technically a 7/4 for the turn because it would get 1 off of this. But after that, it was a 6/4. So people kind of were like, okay, that's a threat. We need to get rid of it. I played one fourth form because I was just like, I need extra cards. What do I have extra of? And I have an extra fourth form. I had an extra lupus. I played the lupus, only one. This was more like try to keep it low, fill the field up, and kind of just go at it. Not too much pinging to the self. Thankfully, I decided to go that route because, like I said, I did go against some variety of red every time. It was 2 purple reds and 1 clan. And then like I said, I was too lazy to swap cards around, so I played 2 of the full city. Granted, I never saw him, and the one time I did see him, he was in my opening hand after the mulligan, and I ended up just ditching him because I had overflowing affection, and I drew 2, and I was like, well, it's turn 1 or turn 2. I was going second, but it was my turn 1, so I was kind of like, well. Uh, I'm not gonna play you anytime soon, so we'll just go ahead and get rid of you. So the one time I did see it, I ended up discarding it. So like I said, if you could definitely play the other Barbadoses and the other Gushins to make this deck probably a lot better. But like I was just not, I'm not gonna sit there and keep swapping sleeves around and stuff like that. So I just threw this guy instead. He came in clutch. He was good. Teiwaz or Tekkaden. I played a couple of Tekkaden, as you can see, and of course the Teiwaz, including the Grays. He's a Tekkaden, so he came in good. I only had 1 extra though. I didn't want to move the other ones out, so I just played the one. But the one time I played the one, it still helped out a lot. And then as for command cards and stuff, I played just 2 fatal strikes, 3 unforeseen incidents, 3 overflowing affections, 3 3 3. I know it's like the Yu-Gi-Oh 3 3 but like I said, they were just extras and whatnot. And then I played 2 of the striker pack, which came in pretty clutch, especially on that purple red build on my game 1 because he hit this in my it was in my shields, thankfully, and that was able to help me win game, gave me an extra unit. Other than that, I was pretty happy with the way the deck performed. Like I said, you can definitely make it better playing the better Barbatos and the better Gushins and stuff like that, and uh, I guess and whatnot. I mean, but like I wasn't playing Mika. Like I said, I wanted to mainly make it a Teiwaz build. So I didn't want to play the others and link the Mika. I didn't really need to link Mika for this. He was never really attacking. I was really just using him for his effect. If he survived, I would attack with him, but his effect was really more or less what I was looking for because it's Tekkaden or Teiwaz, and I was playing a lot of Teiwaz, so it does the same thing as it would do in a regular purple, blue or purple, red or whatever purple Tekkaden build you're going for. except for I was using a more Teiwaz build. But other than that, like I said, the deck did great. It did awesome. It performed well. It was fun. A lot of people were caught off guard because they were expecting they'd see purple, they'd see summon Gray's custom, summon use overflowing affection, stuff like that. And then I would see I only played two of him, but I would see him a lot. So I'd see him kind of more than I would see my Teiwaz units, and then they would see this, so they were thinking I was playing straight Tekkaden. But then I would start dropping my pilots, which were none of the no Mikazukis or anything. It was just straight Taiwas pilot. So they were like, wait a minute, what is this blasphemy? And I was like, yeah, I'm playing Teiwas, or attempting to play a sort of Teiwas style build. A lot of people were surprised. A lot of people were surprised at how well it was actually, rolling, because it was actually doing pretty all right. Um, Lapter's high maneuverability was great. I kept seeing her. Luckily, every time I saw her, I had this guy in, or one of my units was already damaged, but they weren't able to finish it. So I was able to, I was like, well, I know you're gonna die next turn, but I can put the laughter on you right now and at least get in for high maneuverability before you get taken out. She was great. She was awesome. I especially liked putting her on, like other units. She would every now and then I would throw her on my Lilith and just make it a 3/6 blocker. That was still nice. But yeah, so Tekkadan sadly don't have any. None of their units have any foil or LR cards. I wish they had some pretty cards. They're all kind of just basic cards. Um, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing this build. Would it do anything at a card fest or regional or at like a new type challenge? Probably not. I'll probably play my purple white Tekken build at that. But just for locals, I had a lot of fun with it, and it performed today. Um, so yeah, if you guys could leave a comment, let me know what you guys think of the deck, as well as some changes you guys would do to it. But still, keep it Teiwaz. We're not. I know I could throw in like first forms and I could throw in Mikazukis and whatnot, but at that point it's not really Teiwaz. I don't know. I want them to get more support. I don't know what other support they could possibly get. Other than maybe like, because they have the sisterly. I thought about playing that a couple of times, but I don't know. The sisterly bond or whatever it's called. The only other thing I could think of them maybe getting is like uh, some kind of card to do with Naze. The harem leader. But I wanted to give a chance for the girls to come out. Give Teiwaz a little bit of a go and let Teiwaz do their thing, because they were one of my favorite. She was one of my favorite female cast in the show. I'm sure she was probably everyone's favorite female cast in the show. They did dirty, but Teiwaz as a whole was a really cool. They were a really cool organization. I really liked them, and um, unfortunate they had an unfortunate ending, but still they were always cool, and so I was like, what, let's give it a shot. Let's try something with Teiwaz. So it was great, but like I said, if you guys have any ideas, what some changes or what you guys think or anything like that, go ahead and leave a comment. I always look at the comments. Whenever I do get them, I really actually don't get that many comments, so uh, but when I do get them, I like to read them and whatnot and respond. So if you guys could just also leave a like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. I don't normally do deck profiles. If you do like the deck profiles and do want to see other like fun stuff that I'd like to play, usually when I go to locals, I like to try and have. I don't want to be a meta slave all the time, so I like to try and have fun and play other stuff. I am actually currently working on a Galahorn deck, but that one's a little bit harder to make than Teiwaz. It was a lot easier to build Teiwaz than it is to build a Galahorn. Um, but yeah, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.